They used to say our village Umuada was born tired. Tired of crying, tired of bowing, tired of losing. For as long as anyone could remember, another village, Okpala, owned us without saying it aloud. They took our farmlands, they took our harvest, they took our goats during festivals, and when they were hungry, they took our women. Every year, an offering was demanded. If we delayed, punishment followed. Sometimes they burned farms, sometimes they beat our men. Sometimes they came at night and dragged girls away while mothers screamed and children hid under beds. We called it fate. I called it cowardice. My name is Zikora. I was not born royal. I was not born powerful. But I listened when people cried, and I noticed something strange. The men of Okpala were strong with weapons, but weak with desire. They laughed when they saw beauty. They forgot danger when women smiled. We were captured by sunrise, bound, beaten, dragged to Okpala like goats for sale. They laughed as they marched us. Beauty will feed us tonight, they said. They thought they had won. They did not know they were planting their own death. In captivity, pain became our daily food. We were given to soldiers for pleasure. Girls cried silently into mats. Some never woke up. Children born of that camp were beaten before they could walk. I swallowed my anger and watched, and I remember the forest. Near the enemy camp grew a plant the elders warned about, awelinso, a harmless-looking herb, soft leaves, sweet smell. On its own, it did nothing, but when crushed and mixed with other residue, then kept warm, it caused slow sickness, skin rashes, fever, weakness, death. I had once seen goats lick such a mixture and die slowly. The memory returned to me, and I had an idea so dangerous it scared even me. I whispered to the girls, "Grow your hair." I taught them to braid it tightly, to seal their scalps with thick shea butter, to hide the mixture only in the outer braids, never on the skin. Hair was our beauty. Hair became our weapon. The soldiers loved our hair. They buried their faces in it. They pulled it. They slept on it. Within days, sickness spread. Men scratched until they bled. Fevers rose. Bodies weakened. What they never knew was this. Every morning, before the sun rose, we drank achacha in secret. Ashes mixed with raw palm oil. An old antidote used to slow poison and cleanse the body. Bitter, thick, hard to swallow. We washed our hair carefully. We reapplied the mixture carefully, not in haste, not in fear. We did it again and again, day after day, until our plan was complete and our goal was achieved. They blamed spirits. They blamed curses. They never blamed us. As the camp fell into chaos, I moved. I led children out at night. I hid them in tall grass. I taught women how to escape silently. When guards collapsed from fever, we took their weapons. Fire rose again, this time in the enemy camp. By the time Okpala realized what was happening, it was too late. Their warriors were dying. Their leaders were weak. Their fear tasted just like ours once did. We marched back to Umoda with bloodied feet and unbroken backs. Smoke still hung in the air. Burnt houses stood like silent witnesses. When the women and children saw us return alive, a sound rose from the village, not crying, shouting. The men returned later, quiet, ashamed. They found children alive, women guarding paths, oppressors defeated. They found me, Zikora, scarred, dusty, alive, standing among the people. By midday, the market square overflowed. Women dropped their baskets, children climbed trees, old women struck the ground with their sticks. Voices rose like fire. Where was the king when our daughters were taken? Where were the warriors when our homes burned? Who saved this land? The answer moved through the crowd like thunder. Zikora, Zikora, The elders tried to calm the people. The people refused to be calmed. This land must change. She suffered with us. She fought for us. The shout became a command. That night, the elders went to the palace. The drums of decision were beaten. At dawn, messengers moved through the village, calling everyone to gather. Inside the palace courtyard, the coronation began. The walls were still dark with smoke marks. The old throne stood empty. Women filled the courtyard. Children sat on shoulders. Men stood at the back, silent. I was led forward barefoot. The elders washed my feet with water and ash, the sign of suffering and survival. They placed the crown upon my head, not stolen, not hidden, given. The chief elder spoke. Let it be known today that Umuada will no longer bow in fear. Let it be known that Queen Zikora rules by wisdom, not strength. When terror came, she stayed. My first law was spoken there in the palace. No man would rule Umuada again, because when fear came, women stayed.